My name is Brent Hayward. I'm from the Office of Professional Practice in the Department of Human Services in Victoria in Australia. A good PBS service, I think, starts with good leadership. If you don't have good leadership, you're starting behind the eight ball, absolutely. And following on from that is data. Everyone raves on about data, but data is important in making informed decisions, so that your decisions are based on real things that are happening in the service. And the other focus is on preventing negative things from happening. For example, preventing challenging behaviour, rather than focusing on reacting to things that have happened, such as challenging behaviour. PBS is also about doing things in people's real natural environments, so in people's own homes or in their workplaces, and doing things to assist people which can actually be done by staff. So not asking staff to do things which they're not trained to do, or it takes a level of technical skill which they don't have. And I think most importantly, PBS is focusing on problems with how services are delivered or provided to people, not focusing on the individual person's behaviour. That's to me the key components of PBS. If I was going to a service, I don't necessarily ask a question straight up. I ask to be shown around the setting. So whether it's a house or a respite service, whatever it may be, I ask to be shown around. That way I can get a feel for the place myself, and I can see what the environment is like what the environment looks like, how it feels, whether I can see people's personal belongings around the place, are things locked up, all those sort of things. So, and then, if someone's with me, showing me around, I can ask them questions as I see things. Yeah. The strengths of PBS is about focusing on the entire system that supports the person. So I'm not just talking about the staff who might provide direct support. It looks at the entire organisation, for example. And it takes into account everyone who might be involved in that person's life and how they contribute to that person's life. So it's not just a person's behaviour or a person's healthcare or a person's family. It's all those things and a lot more. And it focuses on preventing things from occurring, not reacting to once they've occurred. So it's much easier to prevent something from occurring than waiting for it to occur and then trying to wind it back. If a support worker wanted to learn more about PBS, I would probably start off by reading things at your own pace. And the internet's good for a lot of things, and I would say it's a good place to starting off with PBS as well. But make sure you get your information from reliable sources. So, Bild is a good example of that. Collects evidence-based information about PBS and presents it in an easily accessible form. And reading things at your own pace and thinking about how those things apply in your own life. So, what contributes to you being satisfied and happy in your own life. Those qualities directly relate to everyone, including the people that you might support who have a learning disability. And think about what you can do in your work that improves just the happiness in people's lives. And it can be something that can be really quite easily done. Some things are a little bit more harder, but it's often easy to do something really small and feel confident about doing that, and then tackling something a bit bigger down the track. There's probably two things that you can evaluate to see if PBS is working in your service. One is things you can easily see and measure. So things like, are people on less medication for behaviour? Are there less restraints? Are there less one-to-one support? All those sort of things. All those things contribute to, less intensive services for people, and less intensive services generally relate to better services. Then there's other things like things that are a little bit more difficult to measure, but they can be recorded. So things like, are people going out more? Are they able to get a part-time or a casual job of some kind? Are they seeing their family more? Has their mental health condition improved? Things that you're probably doing in an everyday way, but maybe not keeping a track of it as much as you would in PBS. So it's probably a lot of things people are already doing, but just being more conscious of it and keeping track of it and comparing it and measuring it more along the way.